Skyzone.Society.
Yo, y'all already know what it is. You tuned into the Zone Sports Podcast. Of course, I'm one half for your host, your boy Big V. You see my guy sitting over there, though. What's popping, boy?
Hey man, as the name in the back on top of the door says, Corey Corey, also known as Cool C, aka COOL, aka what the hell, aka man. You know what, man? Just go ahead and talk to the people and just let them know who sponsors this fine sports cast known as The Zone up in here, because we got to get busy. No
You know what
homo.
I mean? You already know, man. Yo, man, the sports podcast brought to you by my brand, my company, Skyzone.Society. Make sure you shopping at Skyzone.Society.bigcartel.com for all your hats, your snapbacks, your tees, you know what I mean, your candles, your hoodies, your jackets, everything we got in the store, all in one location. Get your rolling trades as well, Skyzone.Society.bigcartel.com. You know what I mean? We're here to set the pride off, jump right into this NBA talk. Before we even start off with the
Man,
topic, I got some breaking news though.
man.
Just came through. My nigga Jokic just won the MVP. I told niggas.
Word!
It
Yeah.
just came through
Yeah, you did.
right now. I
You did.
told niggas Jokic.
I didn't
for
even know
Denver
that.
Nuggets. Absolutely. It just came through on my phone 5 minutes before the podcast started. I'm hyped. I made the prediction. You saw it right here
You did.
on the Zone Sports Podcast. I made the
You
prediction.
did.
No, look, your boy Jokic, I told you. Jokic, your boy Jokic from the Denver Nuggets just in, you know what I mean, just won the NBA MVP. Corey, he picked your boy Joel Embiid. I handpicked myself, Jokic.
Yeah, you did.
Yo, this is the first guarantee on the podcast is a success.
Yeah, it is.
Yes, Corey. We are predicting shit out here, and it is landing on the podcast, baby. Breaking news out here. You know what I mean?
I mean, landing like a plane on a tarmac. Just shh.
You know what I mean?
You called it. You called it.
I called it, man. I'm so happy for my nigga Jokic, you know what I mean? For pulling this off.
He deserves it.
Well deserved, big man, big man of the year, player of the year, whatever you want to call him. He was a big man getting busy on the assist end, you know what I mean, as well as the scoring end, as well as the defensive end. Shout out to the boy Jokic, you know what I mean? What are your thoughts on Jokic winning the MVP over your boy Embiid? You know what I mean?
I tell you, it's deserved. You could argue that Embiid, with him missing those games, really hurt him. But I'll say that even games missed or not, I do think that Joker's been the more consistent player between the two. Period. And it's deserved. I don't think anyone should be cutting the eye at him winning that. I'm not gonna say it was a foregone conclusion. I do know that he's been a front runner, and I remember when people, even damn near before we even started this podcast, when cats would start bringing up that Joker would be a MVP. I know initially I scoffed at it, but again, that's because Denver's in that mountain time zone. You don't really see him. And then it's like when you start to now see him on the weekends and the playoffs and a couple of premier matchups like TNT have on Thursday nights and sometimes on Wednesdays with ESPN, it's like, oh, this is what they're talking about. Like, this guy, he's been on a whole different level. Like he's always been good. And you could argue he was good last year. He's great this year. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's the difference. He made that step. With Jamal Murray being out, I mean, Denver has not lost a beat, and we're gonna get into all that. But man, no, it's well deserved. Shout out to the Joker. Well deserved. Anybody who got something to say about that, man, you just probably haven't watched enough Denver basketball.
Absolutely.
Salute.
And you know, I spoke on that. You know, when I spoke about the Joker being the MVP, about how, you know, him playing for Denver don't allow us on the East Coast to really see a lot of him because all their games come on particularly late. I'm excited that you know, the people voted him for the MVP. I love it. Congrats to him. You know what I mean? Shout out to the Denver Nuggets. You know what I mean? Well deserved. Like you said, he's been putting in work for over a year. His name was definitely in the hat last year for being MVP. And again, he did nothing. He did nothing but improve. One might argue he could have won the most improved award. You know what I mean? One could argue
Yep.
he could win most
Yep.
improved and MVP. You know what I mean? But shout out to Julius Randle too
Yeah.
for winning the most improved. We got to shed some light on
Absolutely.
Julius Randle. Well deserved to Julius Randle. You know what I mean? Shout out to him. You know what I mean? Shout out to this. You know the whole NBA as a whole. These playoffs are crazy. Last night the Bucks and the Nets were getting. Let me pause for a second. Last night the Bucks had a game. They didn't show up to the game, but the Nets somehow did, and they were up by 49 at one point. What are your thoughts, Corey? Is this series the fuck over, or is it just getting started?
Man,
what are your thoughts on last night's game, Corey?
when I was watching this last night, and I totally misjudged this series, man, and I'm gonna tell you a few reasons why. Number one, when I saw that James Harden had that tightness in his right hamstring, I was like, okay, this is going to even out the series a whole lot better, and it's going to be entertaining. I told you a few weeks ago that with Brooklyn, especially in game one, you got to jump on them in game one. You got to try to do something to stifle that momentum and that mentality coming in. And I understand that they're playing in Brooklyn. They're not in Milwaukee yet. But I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I think they're done. I just don't think it matters when they go to the next two games in Milwaukee, and I'm gonna tell you why. That losing is one thing, man. You know, like losing by like a last second Steph Curry jumper, you know, or man, the refs is just not. They're not calling fouls your way. Like, man, these dudes is getting stomped. I'm talking about stomped, like Kurt Franklin stomped, like the old dirty bastard stomped, like stomped. Just any song that got stomp in it, they were getting stomped and they are getting destroyed. And it's like they falling down and they can't get up. Look, man, I thought the folks on TNT made a good point. And you know, game one, they shot. I mean, they damn near gave up on the paint and just try to outshoot Brooklyn. And I'm watching that first game and I'm like, okay, well, maybe this is them filling out. Hell, maybe Milwaukee is going to do some type of in-game adjustment again with James Harden not being there. Like, that's the time to do it. And it ain't like he was only in the game for like 40 something seconds. So I'm like, okay, well, look, your shots ain't going down. Let's try something else. I don't know. I'm not a coach. I'm a computer geek. I don't know what you're supposed to do. But again, I thought that the series should be even out with James Harden not playing, and it's like, okay, cool. Game one, that's dead and gone. All right, fine. Okay, cool. I know it's going to be different last night in game two, and it was just basically like that Bill Murray movie, Groundhog Day. They doing the same shit over and over again. They're going. Everybody, you got Giannis Giannis should not be taking no threes in the first quarter at all. Why do you say don't take it in the first quarter? I say that because to me, the first quarter, or at least the first half of the first quarter, you should be trying to set a tone. You should be trying to set a tone, even if it's just to put pressure on the refs to call a foul while you're driving to the basket. You got to set that tone. This guy's doing everybody is doing threes in the first quarter. Middleton is not showing up. Drew Holiday is like he's taking a holiday break. The only thing that I would remotely give in their favor is Milwaukee's favor is the fact that, and my wife pointed this out. Salute to her. Where Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant, they're basically playing the entire first quarter. Okay. They don't come out until the top of the second quarter. Okay. Now, will that affect them moving forward? I don't know. Okay. But I'm thinking like, okay, well, Kevin Durant's coming off his injury. Kyrie, hey, it don't really take much for him or whatnot. So I am a little bit concerned. And even last night, I thought that Brooklyn, Steve Nash in particular, waited too late to take them out the game. And you can say, well, they didn't play in the fourth quarter. Yeah, I agree with that. The way that game was going, dude, those cats should have been shelved in the middle of the third quarter. And even in the first game, they stayed in there to what I want to say about maybe 3 or 4 minutes to go in the fourth quarter where the game was well in hand. So I'm like, okay, well, look, if you're going to beat them, but you don't. Brooklyn becomes super regular if either KD gets hurt or Kyrie gets hurt, especially when you don't know when James Harden's coming back. So I would say to Brooklyn, they caught a break in this sense. with James Harden not being able to play, you know, I'm not seeing a reason unless something drastically happens in game 3. I don't really see if you need to bring James Harden back this series. I really don't. I know he wants to play. He's a baller. Like, he's not one of those sit down and if my pinky hurts, I want not to play. That's not him.
Yeah.
But I don't think you bring him back this series. And I think you need to watch how you overplay Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. But getting back to your initial question, do the Bucks stand a chance? I don't think so, man. Game flow. My wife laughs at me all the time when I say game flow, but that's what it's all about. The game flow. How do you adjust? Because these 2 games are supposed to be, to me, I saw little to no in-game adjustments. I did see a little bit where they switched it up. They being the Bucks try to drive it on the inside, but they couldn't hold on to the ball. They're getting stripped. They're fumbling the ball. It's going out of bounds when it don't need to be. So, man, look, I don't know. I hope they had some crunk juice or something, man, because I'm telling you, it's going to be a big deal. Let alone they get swept, because again, and I'll let you rock. If James Harden was playing, man, I'm kind of like, okay, well, damn, that look, Brooklyn, they assembled in the East, man, they probably would have been whooping anybody's asses. But the fact that James Harden isn't playing, and you got to look at it real quick, like this too. Nobody knew that Brooklyn was going to get James Harden this upcoming season. So you can argue KD and Kyrie Irving, they had already planned on being together anyway. And we knew that they was going to make a hellified 1-2 punch, but we didn't know anything about James Harden. So you can't even use that as an excuse. I don't think they got a chance, bro. Unless I see something different. I just don't think the time zone or an area code and a logo being on your court is going to do anything. I'm just not seeing it, man. I'm not seeing it. I'm sorry.
Well, you know what? I see it. I see them winning it. I can see them winning it. I can see them winning it maybe next year when they get some more pieces. Before this year, it's the fuck over. I'm sorry. Good night. Close the curtain. Sorry, Giannis. I don't give a fuck that you were the defensive player of the year. And let me talk about Mr. Giannis too. Yo,
where is the defense?
Yo. Let me talk to you about Mr. Giannis, yo. I want to salute the defense that he put on Durant last night. He did the best he could. Durant had a couple of 1-2 step punches that he was doing.
Yeah.
For the most
and
part,
Kyrie was cold too.
Kyrie was cold, but for the most part, Giannis was playing great defense. It was just great shots being made. You know what I mean? What I didn't like was his post game sentiments about how we need to just add on and we need to come down and build a wall and we all try to stop him. No, nigga. You try to stop him, nigga. You 7 fucking feet tall. You the reigning defensive player of the year, nigga. No, you lock that nigga down and you try to stop him first and foremost. No. And second of all, the piggyback off what you were saying about Middleton and them, man, they got to get better shot selection. I get it. Everything, every shot not gonna go in. I understand that, but Corey, man, this will be the if everything goes like we're saying it will go, which is the Nets will go on to win. This will be the second season that Middleton didn't show up. This will be the second playoff season where, correct me if I'm wrong, was Drew Holiday? Drew Holiday wasn't a part of the squad last year, right?
No, he was not.
But Middleton was.
He was with the Pelicans, if I'm not mistaken.
But Middleton was. And Middleton didn't show up. And that was the problem again last year. A little bit too streaky. You know what I mean? And okay, and for the most part, correct me if I'm wrong, but the Bucks are a healthy team. For the most part.
No injuries. I mean, nothing major. Definitely not to any of their stars or any of their top-notch role players. No, they're good.
Exactly. Okay.
They're good.
And even with a healthy squad, y'all are a professional basketball player in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And let me I want to say this. Being the fact that y'all are professional basketball players in the NBA, in the playoffs, I don't appreciate when I turn on the motherfucking TV and you niggas is getting blown out by 49 fucking points in the playoffs.
That's ridiculous.
And let me
playoffs, bro.
And like you, I came into this series like, yo, this is what I've been looking for. Let's get it going.
Yes.
Giannis Durant.
Yes.
Let's get this shit cooking. No, it's not cooking. The Nets are cooking, and the Bucks are getting cooked like deer meat. Yes, if we can. Yeah, pun intended, motherfucker. You know what I mean? This shit is ugly. This shit is ugly for them. It's for. And here's the thing, Corey. I'm gonna tell you, man. I turned on the TV, and they was up 30. I heard the announcer say that the Bulls are up 49 at one point. I said, hold the fuck on. No, I didn't hear that. I had to rewind that shit a little bit. Yeah. And I said, oh, hold on, my TV won't let me rewind. Okay, all right, cool. He said it again, that was up by 49 at one point. I said, yo, so at one point during this game, these niggas was up 49 points. Mind you, Durant didn't play the fourth quarter. Mind you, no Harden. It would have been a 70-point fucking game with Harden out there on the court, nigga. What is that? I don't know. And let me tell you, and let alone, y'all have the balls to go zone. I quit. What was
that? What was that? Do you not realize that Brooklyn will pick apart the holes in your zone and torch you?
Oh my God.
I don't know what that was about, dude.
Oh my God.
I saw that. I just started to freak out, dude. I'm like, y'all going zone right now, really? And they went for them to went zone as long as they did. I thought was just it made me want to vomit.
Corey, I'm gonna tell you now, man. I'm gonna go on record since I am 1-0 in predictions at this point. I'm gonna go on record to go and try to be 2-0. Let me tell you something, Corey. Yeah. The Nets will sweep the Bucks 4-0.
I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it.
That will not slip one game from the Nets. Nope, 4-0.
I just don't see it. Yeah, I don't see the Bucks getting the game. And look, man, when you brought this question up, I'm really trying not to be a prisoner of the moment. I'm trying my best, but it's just the dominance. It's the dominance of what I'm looking at. It ain't that it's a close game. Like, it's just the dominance, man. It's like they don't have an answer.
KG pull up from 3 last night on the fast break. I say, cut this shit off. Cut it off. Cut it off.
And when he gets going, it's a wrap. And look, you can say what you want about Kyrie. That dude is ice cold, bro. Look, that whole shaking and baking that he was doing on old buddy, man. I mean, it was just like it's like these defenders got 2 left feet whenever you're in front of Kyrie. Like and look, personally, I think he's out there. He's not my type of guy per se. I love what he does for the community and stuff like that. But speaking strictly as basketball, man, I'm telling you, he is one of the illest ball handlers. Absolutely. Listen to what I'm saying. He is one of the illest ball handlers. Not saying that he's better than Iverson in ball handling, because I think Iverson was the best, but he's a clear. Yes, he is definitely number 2. The way that dude handles that ball, dude, man, it's like on some New York City Rutger type shit. Like, it's like, uh-oh. I'm with you, dog. I don't see them getting the game. I don't see them getting the game at all. Because Brooklyn, they're not taking their foot off. They're really like stomping on your neck. And real quick tidbit, which I totally forgot about, that Giannis and James Harden had a little bit of beef with the All-Star where they had where I think it was Team Giannis and Team LeBron, where Giannis picked Kemba Walker over James Harden, and the TNT crew, they was like, well, why? He's like, well, we want somebody that's going to pass the ball.
Whoa.
Yeah, I'm not saying that would have made any difference, but man, could you imagine if James Harden was playing? James Harden ain't forget that, and James Harden clapped back. He was like, well, I don't really think Giannis is a good or a basketball player at all. I mean, hell, if I was 7 foot, whatever the fuck, all I had to do was dunk on people too. He don't know nothing about no fundamentals of basketball. Whew, shots fired. You don't think that James Harden would be playing with an edge if he was out there on the court? And don't think that Kevin Durant and Kyrie is not playing vicariously through James Harden on the court, and that James Harden is not acting like some sort of a fucking ventriloquist, or however you say that damn word, through those guys. That's all I got to say about that. So Milwaukee, I don't know what to say, bro.
Hey man, you heard it here first. They're gonna get swept. You know what I mean? The Nets over the Bucks 4-0. Let's move on to that next series that we want to talk about out west. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? We got the Suns. versus the Nuggets. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Like,
yes, sir.
Like, you know what I mean? I want to know, Corey, who you got winning this series, dude? Who you got, baby?
Man,
and give
now
it to me.
this
Give
one,
it to me. Give it to me. Give me the games too. I want the games. How many games you think it's gonna go? You know what I mean? Who you got winning this game, boy?
All right, here's who I got.
Okay.
I got fuck, man. I got Denver in 6. I got Denver in 6.
Okay.
I got Denver in 6.
Okay.
Look, man, I know the Suns won last night, 122 to 105. And let me tell you something, man. If I'm not mistaken, they played in Phoenix last night. Right. Man, that home crowd is crazy. Freaking phenomenal. I know they're not
a lot of COVID probably, but you know what I mean, it's phenomenal.
It is, and let me tell you something, man. I know they're not on the court. I know the crowd can't do much for you, but what they are doing is, man, they lighting fuel to the fire, man. I mean, being that they kicked out Lakers ass last round, I mean, we saw that firsthand, unfortunately. And the thing is that you have a bit of an advantage with the crowd there because everybody else is not at the full capacity yet. Yeah. And I'm telling you, man, you got that the hunger of that crowd. Of the Suns not really doing much since '98 in regards of deep playoff runs or anything. Yeah. I can't remember the stat exactly. Man, that's going to be tough. But man, you just said it. Who's on the other end? A guy by the name of Nikola Jokic. And let me tell you something, man. I got him in 6. And I'm kind of surprised at myself that I said that, but because Jamal Murray ain't there. But man, let me tell you something, man. Denver is not going to go down. You know, they ain't going to roll over like Milwaukee is doing. This is a completely different team. They're going to bounce back. What I would ask for Denver to do is just to try to keep it a series to game 3. You know, if you could still win, that's great. Phoenix is playing freaking lights out. Okay, they said that my man CP3, who I wanted to be MVP, but I'm not mad at the Joker, went 6 for 6 in the third quarter for field goals. He knows how to turn it on when it needs to be turned on. He knows how to rally the troops, and man, that guy's phenomenal. I think this is unlike the Bucks in the next series. I think this is going to be the series to watch for in the second round, man. It's going to be a hell of a one, hellified series. But man, I got him in 6. Wouldn't surprise me if it go to 7. But if you got a gun to my head and I gotta call it, I'm calling it in 6. But man, shit is not going to be easy. I would go on record to say this: Phoenix, I hope they enjoyed that win last night. I didn't stay up to watch the whole game. I'm looking at the score. I caught clips of it. Phoenix is not going to beat the Nuggets by that margin again. They're not. 105 to 122. They're not going to beat them by that margin again. I'm going to call that. It's going to be at least a hell of a lot tougher, man. But that's going to be the one watch. And it sucks because I'm asleep by the time these damn games come on. So that part there sucks, but I digress. What say you, bro? Who do you have? And like you put on me, how many games?
You know what I mean? I think I'm going to go ahead and agree with you. I think I got the Nuggets, but I'm going to go with 7. I think it's going to be a 7-game series.
I would love that. I would so love that.
You know what I mean? Minus the absence of Jamal Murray, the Nuggets are playing outstanding. You got the young man who they just drafted not too long ago, like a year or 2 ago, who broke his leg in college. What was his name?
Talking about for the Nuggets?
Yes.
I know you got Michael Porter over there.
Okay.
You got let me pull up the roster real quick because he's talking about for the Nuggets, right?
Yeah, I want to put a name to him because he deserves it.
All right, let me see here. Let me dig it up here because we got.
Head, but I don't know his name. I forgot his name.
Yeah, I know we got JaMychal Green. Let's see, Aaron Goy and let's see, Michael Porter Jr. They got Austin Rivers back. Monty Morris. I'm not familiar with him.
I think it's Michael Porter.
Yeah, I think you're talking about Michael Porter. Yeah. Because that boy's showing off.
Yeah, he's doing.
That boy's showing off, dude.
He's doing a phenomenal job. But I want to give some credit before I give some credit to the Nuggets too. You talked about CP3 on this show a couple weeks ago, man, and he's holding up to it. CP3 is breaking the fire every night. He's bringing the intensity every night. He's leading the team like a veteran is supposed to every night. He's even making. Hey, you want to talk about the phenomenal job that Ayton has been doing since CP3 has arrived? That's all predicated. That's
Man.
all predicated to CP3. I want to be clear on the zone land. I don't know if people know,
Yeah,
but he was there with Devin Booker,
he
and
sure was.
I want to be clear. He wasn't a slouch. He was doing his thing.
No,
But man, that pick and roll set with him and CP3, and then he Aiden has developed like a little small mid range game as well. And he has the old school
man.
back him down game like an MB. I love it over there with him and CP3 and what they're doing over there in Phoenix.
Yeah.
The crowd is beyond phenomenal. They're going crazy over there. You know what I mean? And I'm telling you, that's more reason. That's part of the reason why I say this may be a 7-game series. Because I'm telling you, man,
I could see it.
I could see it causing a lot of trouble if you have to go back and forth to keep playing down there in Phoenix. But I'm gonna tell you, man, if any team can prevail, it's the Nuggets. It's the Nuggets, man. It's the Nuggets.
Yeah.
It is the Nuggets. Let me tell you, this is one team that you will not see get blown out by 49 fucking points in the playoff game. It won't be the Nuggets. It will not be the Nuggets.
Facts.
No.
Fact.
No, even last night they lost with some dignity. You know what I mean? Man,
there you go.
You know what
That's
I mean?
it.
They lost with dignity.
That's it.
You know what I mean? They went out there, they put it on the line, they played, they just lost. And that's fine. But I guarantee you next game, you will see adjustments, smart adjustments.
You're going to see an adjustment.
Not no zone bullshit when you got niggas who can light up from 3 like the Bucks were doing. But anyway, you know what I mean? Yeah, you will see great game adjustments. You may even see some mid-game adjustments again, like you didn't see in the Bucks game from the Bucks. But anyway, yes, you will see
and I feel you.
Yeah, you will see a well-coached team like you saw last night with the Nuggets. And I'm telling you, man, I feel like it's going to be a 7-game series, man. I got to feel it in my bones for it. I'm telling you, especially now, especially now that Jokic he just got the MVP award a few minutes ago. You think that's not going to spark that team and spark that?
He is reinvigorated if he ever was. That's exactly right.
Listen,
that's exactly right.
And I'm telling you, man, I feel next game, and I haven't been paying attention if they have not. But if they haven't let the crowd in up there in Denver in the Mile High joint, I promise you, bro, this coming up game, they will have the crowd in there. They're gonna match that crowd. They're gonna match that. And
they got to, bro.
Can you imagine that crowd in Denver coming off this Joker's MVP acceptance?
Bro. I'm telling you, man, it's like, yo, turn down for what? Them cats is going to be crazy. I don't know how they want to do it or how they need to do it. I get it. COVID, I'm always on the super conservative side, but I don't know. They might need to just like let some cats that's been vaccinated, like, hey, show a card. As long as you got a card, man, you can fill up the whole damn arena because they gonna need it. And you playing in altitude in Denver, man. Like, yo, they need that crowd over there, man. I'm telling you, with Phoenix, man, and because what I'm seeing, even with Phoenix, man, the crowd is even invigorating your cats like a Mikal Bridges over there. Like, it's just the everybody is playing their position, and the crowd. It's like the crowd is thanking them every single time, man. And I tell you what, man, getting back to Phoenix real quick, man, it is really underappreciated. Their fan base, because they've been down for so long, and it kind of become an afterthought, man. And again, I know younger cats don't really remember how good Phoenix used to be during the 90s, and even a good run during the early part of the 2000s.
Kevin
man,
Johnson,
Phoenix,
Dan Marley,
yes, sir. Charles Barkley.
Don't get me started.
Boys had a squad. Those guys was a perennial powerhouse, and unfortunately, those guys ran into a buzzsaw by the name of Michael Jordan. There's no fault in that. They made it to the finals before. Like, cats acting like they just been that. Like, no. Phoenix used to be a good franchise, and I think they still are. So, man, I don't know what the future years hold for Chris Paul. I don't know what it holds for him on the court, maybe 2 or 3 years down. I don't know. But I'm telling you, Phoenix organization, who I don't know who the owner is, I don't know who it is. They might need to pull a damn Miami with what they did with oh my gosh, my man, where he's basically on the bench, but he's Udonis Haslem, where he's basically just on the team to be like that rah-rah type guy or whatever. They might need to look into that if Chris Paul would want to do something like that a few years down the line, man, because Chris Paul is good for that team, bro.
He's great for that team.
He figure out a way to keep that man on the roster in some way, shape, form, or capacity, even when his playing days over. Do exactly what they're doing in Miami with Udonis Haslam, man. They gotta do something. That guy's phenomenal. This isn't coincidence.
I agree, man. You know what I mean? Let's switch gears over, you know what I mean, to one of our segments, you know what I mean, that I like to call Speck on his name. You know what I mean?
Getting cold in here. You getting cold? I'm getting cold in here.
You little breeze coming through there? Little breeze coming through there, Corey?
A little bit. I mean, I know I got the AC on and the fan on it. So I can feel the chill just coming there.
You should feel a chill because you know, during this segment, ladies and gentlemen, if you just tuned in, you know, if this is your first time tuning in to the Zone Land, we'll appreciate you. But you know, I came up with a little segment, and you know, it is just something that you know we came up with one day when I just did it for fun up here. But now I'm making the thing because you know the people that watch the show, they hit me up and told me they liked it. You know, they liked the part, you know, the Speck on his name segment. They like how I did that, they like how we did that. So you know what I mean. We're gonna cater to our audience. So you know what I mean. From here on out, we will have the segment Speck on his name. You know what I mean? Shout out to Birdman.
Some Speck on it, bro.
You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So during this segment, you know, we put respect on guys or girls or individuals' names that we feel deserve some respect. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some respect. Corey, I want to take this time out, man, for the Zone Sports Podcast to put some much deserved respect on Trae Young's name, man. Trae Young, man. Trae Young, Mr. Young. That's why you cold over there. You know what I mean? I mentioned Trae Young, Mr. Chili
Ice
Willie,
cold, dog.
Mr. Chili Willie himself. Man, listen, y'all. I want to take time out and put some respect on this man's name. And here is why, Corey, a few years ago, it was an NBA draft. I don't know if you remember that draft with Trae Young, but it was some. I want to name a couple of guys that were a part of that draft play. Just a few, not too many, maybe like 2 or 3. The first pick was DeAndre Ayton. You had Luka Doncic, I think, come in maybe 3rd, I think.
Not mad at that. Good pick.
I think Trae Young might have went 5th. Trae Young might have went 4th or 5th. Originally, the Hawks had drafted Luka Doncic. And Dallas had gotten Trae Young. During the draft, a trade was made. And which sent Trae Young to Atlanta and Luka to the Mavs.
That's right. Yeah, you're right.
You know what I mean? Trae Young came into the league fresh off a crazy college career. And I mean he did all kind of things in college, man, that were just unreal. People were calling him the Steph Curry of college basketball.
Yeah, they would.
He was the only nigga in college pulling up for 40, looking like Steph. He comes to the league with that, you know, with that over his head. And it was talks that, you know, he's too small to be a point guard. He can't make it. He probably won't be able to make it in this league. Guys like he's going against guys like LeBron and other people and guys that are more bulked up point guards, more taller point guards. They say, you know, he probably will be an afterthought after a little while. You know what I mean? Because of his size.
Yeah.
Corey, I don't know what the fuck those people will think. But let me tell you, man, I need them people right now to put some motherfucking respect on Trae Young's name. Bro, not only is Trae Young that nigga, he's that nigga when it counts. Do you understand what I'm telling you? He looks for the pressure. He lives for the moment. He wants it all. That little skinny motherfucker went to Madison Square Garden and shut shit the fuck down. He was going, I don't want to hear no more about Trae Young's size. That little skinny motherfucker was going there and banging and banging and banging with the Julius Randles of the world and all the other big niggas that
physical
had
team.
He was going, man, whoa. The Knicks they are deemed a physical team. But guess what? That little skinny motherfucker will get physical with you niggas too. And guess what? Yeah, somebody spit on him. And guess what? He ain't care nothing about that. You know why? He's too ice cold.
Didn't even matter.
Bro, that spit bounced right off his ice cold body, and it might have froze. It might have froze a little bit. Because that's how cold the motherfucker is. So guess what? The little nigga was going there and averaging damn near 30 in that series. I don't want to hear shit else about Trae Young's size. Miss me when the Trae Young is too little for this fucking league. Miss me when he might be an afterthought because of his size. And stop comparing him to Steph Curry. He's his own nigga. He's his own man. Trae Young is Trae Young, nigga. Trae Young is that guy. Did you not see how he was welcoming the crowd? The boos? Did you not see how he was welcoming them to shut the fuck up?
He loved it.
Up from the 3 and from 4.
Shut up. Loved it.
And do you understand the greats, not the mediocres, but the greats go in Madison Square Garden and they tell the crowd, yo, chill out. Shh. Choke. The greats do that. And guess what? Guess who is now a fucking great in this league? Trae Young, man. Trae Young is a great. He's a great. He's done it on the biggest stage. I don't want to hear nothing about, well, he ain't got no chips yet. Fuck all the chips. The young man only been in the league for a few years. He's winning there on the grand stage of Madison Square Garden when the Knicks were the 4th ranked team and on top of their game. They were on the top of their game when he done this too. It wasn't just the regular season. It wasn't just a knockoff Knicks squad. They weren't coming in on some play-in bullshit at rank 8. They were ranked 4th. They didn't have to play in nothing. They was at the top. They had Julius Randle. They had RJ Barrett. Everybody else on the team. Derrick Rose. And guess what? Guess who was cooking? Guess who was cooking and fried the Knicks? Trae Young. Put some respect on Trae Young name out here, man.
Man, you know, when Kevin Durant came into the league, they said he's too small, he's too lanky, he's too skinny. I don't know if he has the body to last in the NBA. And I totally forgot about those criticisms with Trae Young. And there got to be some people, and it's funny, there's people who say this, they're nowhere to be found right here at this moment. I would like to read off Trae Young's points in each of the playoff games he played. Game 1 against New York, 32 points. Game 2 against New York, 30 points. Game 3, 21. Ooh, off night. Ooh, what was he thinking? Game 4, 27 points. Game 5, 36 points. Now moving on to Philly. Philly, 35 points. I say all that to say this. This dude ain't no fucking joke. Okay? That's just look, man. Now, I read those numbers, and I'm a numbers guy, but I'm a numbers guy, and you put in the context. You had the New York Knicks fans who haven't had playoff success, it seems like, since forever. So this man goes into a hostile crowd, and the minute that he starts cooking, the crowd is yelling, fuck you, Trae Young. Their words, not mine. Now, keep in mind that, you know, during the bubble, a lot of people's critique was that, oh, well, there's no crowd there. Oh, well, the bubble is this, the bubble is that. That's a whole nother topic for a whole nother day. You still got to play basketball. But I would like to add on to the fact that, okay, Well, most of the games have been limited with crowds and stuff like that. It definitely wasn't nothing like it was in New York. When I'm thinking of fan bases right now at this specific moment, I'm thinking of Phoenix and I'm thinking of New York. And I don't mean to knock Phoenix, but I will only imagine that the New York crowd is a bit more rougher, a bit more tougher, a bit more undisciplined, a bit more asinine, and a bit more just pain in the ass. Okay, and he overcame all that. The fuck you, Trae Young chance. This man's getting spit on, right? He has all of these mental things that could take him out of his game, and it didn't work. Now, you can argue that, oh, well, maybe New York is overrated, this, that, and the third. I don't know. I'm gonna give you props on that because I remember a few podcasts ago when we were talking about up and coming teams that we need to watch on and not sleep. You said New York, and I scoffed. I was like, New York, New York. And then, of course, I'm eating crow on that. And I will be the one to admit that I ate crow on the New York Knicks because I'm just like, what is Big V? Well, I know he smokes on the podcast from time to time. And I'm like, well, but no, again, I'm sober and I'm wrong. So that don't mean nothing. But here's what does mean something, though. Trae Young, I know there's a rapper named Trae the Truth or something like that. That name's taken, so I can't call him that. I like to call him Ice Cold. I don't know what you call this guy, but you better put whatever you call Trae, you better make sure you put Mr. in the fucking front, okay? Because this man deserves respect. This is really what we're seeing here, ladies and gentlemen, is the coming out party of Trae Young. What we're seeing is the metamorphosis of him going from level 1 to level 2. This is definitely him just being a okay. If he keeps this up, and I really mean this so sincerely, this could how he performs could be the difference between him being a star and being a superstar. This is that. Like it's happening right now in front of your eyes. You said it. This dude, when he's getting the chance against him, this dude just bring it on. Oh, New York. Oh, y'all want to talk shit about me? like, like you know, like, yo,
Yeah.
Trae Young is the truth. He is a problem, and I'm telling you, young as he is, he's only going to get better, dude. That's the scary part. Like you show off, like there's a whole bunch of players. You could argue Giannis. You can even argue in some cases Steph Curry. That was his biggest critique of when the playoffs kind of hit, and when the moment gets a little bit too big, they don't quite hit, right? Trae Young is doing that. Now, again, Trae Young got way to go because I just said Steph Curry. When I'm saying Steph Curry, I'm more so referring to like the finals and stuff like that. So Trae Young still got to get this, but he don't have to be. He don't have to be. His guy's averaging like 30-something points a game.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
A game.
Yeah.
This guy's insane. And you're right. I'm so glad you did this segment. You got to put some respect on him because even though he's doing all this, I still don't feel like he's getting the props that he should be getting. I think cats are waiting for him to flame out, and I get it. This is really his big coming out party this year. So, all right, fine. If you want to put to be determined, that's fucking fine with you. I'm going to call it with my man Big V. Put some respect on this guy's name. This guy's the motherfucking truth. Period.
Corey, they've been waiting for him to flame out since college. It's not happening. That's Young Ice. I'm giving him the nickname Young Ice. That's his name, Young Ice. I was going to refer to that man like that. As Young Ice. That's him. Young Ice is salute the Young Ice. Keep doing your thing. We put some spec on your name on his own podcast, boy, for sure. And
Absolutely, man.
And speaking of spec on somebody's name, man, hey man, we Tar Heel
Gotta
fans.
Do it.
We Tar Heel fans to the death.
Yep.
We respectful as well. We gotta put some spec.
Yep.
And this man has all the spec on his name that he needs and deserves. You know what I mean? Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if y'all know or if you haven't, or if you've been on the rock here lately, but Coach K recently, the Duke head coach, is retiring after this coming up season. This will be his last season coaching the Duke Blue Devils college basketball team. He's been there forever. Yeah. He's been there longer than I've been born. And ladies and gentlemen, I just turned 38 last week, actually. So yes, he's been there over 38 plus years. You know what I mean? I don't know if he's been with Duke that long. I know he's been coaching for over 38 years, ladies and gentlemen. Listen, if you listen to this podcast, You should know who Coach K is. I'm not gonna run down Coach K's resume.
Absolutely.
We are here to we are here to give him his flowers for everything he's done for not only Duke but the ACC as a whole. Man, not only the ACC, the Olympic teams.
Yeah.
I can't even count how many NBA players that he's coached and things of that nature. The recruits that he's had. We all know the job that he's done. You know, we all know the hard work that he got. You know what I mean? We all know what he's done for the ACC the ACC tournament. We know what he's done for the big dance. You know what I mean? Coach K, I just want to send a shout out to you as a Tar Heel fan. What a phenomenal job you've done, man. Nothing but flowers over here for me. No hate. Well deserved. No. Man, listen. Hall of Famer. No brainer Hall of Famer. Man,
automatic.
Just salute Coach K. Salute your greatness, man. You were up there with Dean Smith in my eyes. Rest in peace to Dean. You are a walking legend, my guy. Salute, enjoy the well-deserved retirement, brother.
Yeah. You know, I wanted to say a few things about Coach K and just how smart he is, right? Like, he's been coaching since 1974. Started off as an assistant under Bobby Knight. Coached Army 1975 to 1980. He coached Duke from 1980 until now. Well, really going into next year. So yeah, he's been a Duke Blue Devil since before both of us was born. I'm 40. And he's 74 years old. You know, like I want to talk about. Yeah,
Coach K is 74 years old, dude.
74. According to Wikipedia, born in 1947.
Salute,
74 years old. And I want to talk about. I want to get into the reaction that I've had when I saw it, because I'm still reeling off of Roy Williams, you know, with Coach Smith passing away, and even before he passed away, retired, and Guthridge took over. Then we had the Daugherty era, and then the Roy Williams era. So us Tar Heels, we've seen the transition and how tough it could be. You really only got two types when it comes to play here. You either have like what a Bill Guthridge was, where it's like, you know what, man, I'm not gonna rock the boat. Whatever Dean Smith did, I'm gonna hold it down for a little bit, and they end up getting us to a Final Four those years that he was there. And I thought that was smart. And then on the opposite end, you got a Matt Daugherty, who is a former Tar Heel, who played for the Tar Heels back in the early 80s, who's like, yeah, that's cool, but we need to shake things up a bit. And you know, with things like that, especially in college, professionals, I don't think is that bad. College is all about that tradition. And, you know, I say all that to say that, you know, Shire, man, I would not want to be him. I would argue I wouldn't want to be Hubert Davis, to really be honest with you.
Absolutely.
And so I thought that when I heard it, I had to check several sources to see if it was true. Because Coach K, and I say this respectfully, Coach K get on my fucking nerves. And I'm going to tell you why. Because he's so damn good. And not only is he so damn good, the older he gets, the younger he looks.
Yeah.
He don't look old. Like, he's 74 years old, and he could pass for like 63.
That's
right?
Unreal. That's unreal.
And right. And so that's what I mean when he gets on my nerves. It's like, dude, when are you going to leave? Like, when? And so when I heard it, I really couldn't believe it, because I really just thought that he would coach until, like, you got, and maybe not, this is a good example, but the guy was a jerk, was Joe Paterno with Penn State, where it's like, you do have lifers who you can argue after the incident that could have killed them with not having anything to do. And so that's why I want to salute like Roy Williams and Coach K, because look, man, if I could retire tomorrow, I would, right? Like, only thing about retirement I wouldn't like is that I would be 65, 66 years old. And that means I have to fast forward, like, basically, you know, damn near 25, 30 years of my life. And I don't want to do that. So if I got to work to do that, then that's fine. But I start to wonder, my dad just recently retired. He just turned 65 on Sunday, and my my dad had, and I think a lot of people when they hit the retirement age, especially when your funds are kind of where they need to be in order for you to retire. How much more of this bullshit at my job do I really need?
Yeah.
How much do I need? Right? And so I started to say, Coach K is a multi-millionaire. You know, like I'm quite sure he clears anywhere between 8 to 10 million, if not more, per year. So he's not doing this for the money. He's not staying around for the money. The same deal with Roy Williams. You're basically the fucking governor of Chapel Hill and Durham, respectively, right? And so it's like Duke fans and Carolina fans, we have been spoiled rotten to the core because all we ever known since we've been born was winning.
Win.
And us not winning a championship in a year is considered a failure, period. No matter what the roster is or anything like that. And so I say all that to say, like, Coach K, and I'm going to leave it more on Coach K because this is his moment, where it has to be hard coaching Duke. And what do you mean by that? Well, here's what I mean by that. The expectations every single year. Now, I would even argue that Coach K had a tougher job than Roy Williams. But what do you mean by that? I'll tell you what I mean by that. Duke is a private school, bro.
Absolutely.
You got different admissions process, even for the athletes that have to be able to go to that. That's not saying anything about anything, but it's just a Duke, Stanford, Notre Dame, these private universities. That's why a lot of times, like, you look at your Stanfords, you look at your Notre Dames, while they make noise in the grand scheme of things, they tend to underachieve because their recruiting pool of players, they get cut short because everybody can't get into a damn Ivy League school, or I don't know if Duke's considered Ivy or not, but top-notch university that's definitely private. So their pool is shrunk, whereas Carolina, we are a public university. If you got the dough, and long as there's room for you, and you got a decent GPA, you're okay. You look at cats like Jay Williams, who's on ESPN now. This man, when he played for Duke, this motherfucker graduated in 3 years. So the point I'm getting at is that his job is a bit harder, maybe not by much, but it's still harder. And for him to be able to hold that level of excellence and consistency throughout the years is something. And I tell you what, man, selfishly, I don't really want him to go, but only because Roy Williams is gone. I think he needs to go now, and I'm glad. And look, Duke fans, I hear you. I know it's a sad day, but look at it like this. Man, at least y'all get a farewell, man. We didn't even get a fucking farewell. We got a fucking notice on damn April the 1st. Well, I thought that shit was a joke for damn 8 hours of that damn day. A motherfucker such as myself left in damn denial. I didn't want to believe it. So at least y'all get the farewell, man. So I would just say to y'all, if y'all could get in that damn stadium in Cameron Indoor, get your asses down there. I'm quite sure the ticket's going to be fucking stupid. But hey, look, y'all Duke people, y'all probably got money. Y'all figure that shit out. I can't worry about that. I mean, let's take it easy for a little bit here. But Coach K is the man. And I tell you what, selfishly, Carolina have withstood this with, like I said, the transition from Dean Smith and so forth and so forth. I'm hoping that with him leaving doesn't ding the Carolina and Duke rivalry. I think the Carolina and Duke rivalry will be okay eventually. But, man, let me tell you something, man. Even let's just say, obviously starting next year, because Carolina, we got our own problems to worry about. We got to make sure that Hubert get off to a good start with him and his white wife and do everything they need to do in order to have a successful program. But I'll tell you what, beating a Duke team, even when Coach K is gone, is going to feel good, but it ain't going to be like beating a Coach K Duke team. That's different.
You're right.
That's different.
And you know what?
That's different.
I hadn't even thought about that, Corey. You're right.
I have.
You're right, bro. You're right. You're exactly right. And even vice versa. Duke fans may feel like it's not going to be as much of a victory with the two legendary coaches going. I'm
concerned with the rivalry, bro.
That's a good point. Up until this point, I hadn't even thought about it because all we know is Duke, Carolina, and just know that rivalry.
Yeah.
Now that those two are going, but here's the thing, though, Corey. When Dean Smith left, the rivalry was still there too, though. It was still there. Maybe it would still be, and it was still strong. Maybe it just take some time to get,
That's why I said eventually. That's why I said eventually. I do think it's going to take a dip. But if Shire and Hubert could kind of get the ball back rolling on both of those programs respectively, it will be cool. But man, I'm telling you, and selfishly, because we're Tar Heel fans, as we can see in the back here. Man, here's what I would love, and I'm gonna end off by saying this. When Carolina and Duke play each other, we typically either 9 times out of 10 we typically end off playing Duke in Durham. I think it may have been a time or two, and I might be wrong a little bit, where it ends in Chapel Hill. Mm-hmm. It has been times where the regular season ended off in Chapel Hill, but for the most part, it ends in Durham. And boy, would it not be nothing sweeter. I'm talking about nothing sweeter than for the Tar Heels to just run shop all over Duke in that damn last game, because that's going to really be the last time that we could beat Duke being led by Coach K, and to do it on their floor as a homage to the Dukies and Coach K, because that's how much I respect Coach K, is that I want to do this to you on your way out, you good son of a bitch. Okay.
Yeah.
But man, now look, Coach K does not, and look, and I know I might catch a little bit of flack, man, but I do think that he is probably the best coach who ever coached college basketball. I get it. We got your Dean Smiths. I get it. And look, I'm not going to argue that back and forth. I know niggas know where my loyalty lie, but man, to act like that Coach K is not that guy is crazy.
I may back you on that. We know Dean and the job that the Dean has done. We know about the Bobby Knights of the world. We know about all the great coaches out here. We know about what's my man? I forgot my man that happens to coach Georgia Tech with the blonde hair. I forgot his name.
I got you.
We know about those guys. We know about the great coaches, but man, I would say Coach K may be the greatest college basketball player ever. Coach ever. It's just the way that he's won. He's won in such style. When you think Coach K,
and the consistency.
The consistency is the consistency, but the style that he's won in. You have a coach whose name is attached to all the Christian Laettner things that Christian Laettner did, and the things that Grant Hill did. And the list just goes on and on. His name is attached to even forward. His name is attached to Zion. You know what I mean? Like his name is just attached to so much great history in college basketball.
You gotta give it up.
You gotta give it up as may be the greatest basketball coach ever. You know what I mean? Salute to him.
Yeah.
Salute, man.
Yeah. If you take your hateration off of it and just really just sit back and just put this shit in the vacuum.
That's it.
That's all I'm saying.
That's it. You know what I mean? Ladies and gentlemen, we want to appreciate y'all for tapping into the show. You know what I mean? Corey, I've been getting some people though, man, hitting me up saying that they saying we don't cover enough NFL. You know what I mean? They telling me that we might need to do a separate show. They're asking for 2 shows a week, Corey. They said we need an NFL segment. That's what they telling me. They telling me, yo, V, we hear you on the NBA play. And I had to tell them, look, we cover everything. We said, man, we hear you.
Everything.
But we need more of that NFL preseason talk. It sounds like 100 days away. Y'all ain't cooking up enough NFL talk for us. I said, damn, that's what they telling me, Corey. I said, man, yo,
hey,
I don't know. I got to speak to my guy about that, man. You know what I
mean? We got to see, because the thing is that the NFL is going to dominate this podcast.
Absolutely.
Really starting. It's coming. Now, if we need to sprinkle some more NFL topics in the meantime, but yeah, I kind of, when we had the genesis for the zone, it was basically about like what's kind of out and popping right now.
Right.
That's why when we led off with the Super Bowl.
Absolutely.
Our first episode was about the Super Bowl and Super Bowl predictions. So off season is a separate sport. And I don't know about a whole separate show dedicated, but if we need to look, man, we ain't nothing without y'all. We probably could do a better job of sprinkling some NFL. If that's what the people want, man, they could get it. But it's just that, it's all about what's hot. Obviously, when the NBA calms down and when that's over, then it's definitely going to be a lot of time for it. It's coming. If nothing else, it's coming. I mean, we could definitely get. I mean, and we kind of sprinkle a little bit in there, like with the whole Aaron Rodgers and
I told him,
GM and Buddha. And look,
you know
look,
what I
catch up
mean?
on some of our last episodes. We
That's,
got you. Like we talk about something. Like we here.
man, listen,
We here
man.
for the NFL. The NFL is my favorite sport.
Corey, I told
You
him,
know,
man, we done covered Carson Wentz. I mean, we've covered. I mean, we covered Joe Flacco. We've covered a bunch of
we covered the
things,
draft.
man.
Like,
We
yeah,
covered
I
the
mean,
draft.
we
We covered Aaron
yeah,
Rodgers. You know what I mean? We covered Deshaun Watson.
yeah.
You know what I mean? We covering the abuse case and everything. We even covering baseball. I'm telling them, like, man, listen. Listen. I told them, I get it. I heard what they were saying. You know what I mean? So.
But respect. We always need to listen to them. No question. Ain't no suggesting dumb.
Absolutely.
But I just would like to give a little bit of reason, like we do it. I don't know if they call every single episode. I get it if you haven't, but just in case you haven't caught all the episodes, they're right up on Skyzone Entertainment on the YouTube channel. You can also access it on I mean pretty much everywhere where platforms are. Your SoundCloud and all that. So we got some backlog, baby. We got you. But man, no, we love it, and we do love the supporters. Like jokes aside, because we don't get better without input. Because we're just really, it's more so of a barbershop type of environment where we're talking about, and it's really about like what's really hot that week. And we don't want to keep beating you in the head with the same stories, because I can argue with the NFL. The big story right now is the Aaron Rodgers thing, and we like I said, we talked about it. We may could do some updates and stuff like that. But no, salute to whoever said that. Much respect. You've been heard. You know what I'm saying? So we here.
I just want to let the fans know that we just talk about what we want to talk about. This ain't an ESPN first take type of ordeal like where we gonna be up here for just talking about all the sports. Like we just zero in about what we like, and that's what makes this dope. It's really about like what we like, and then what we like a lot of other people find relatable and want to tap into, and that's what makes us different too, because we're not covering everything else except the other.
There you go. That's it.
Like we're not doing it like that. You know what I mean? We keying in on what we want to key in. You know what I mean? Keeping the original, baby.
And I think that's the ace in the hole. You just said it, where it's like, because like I'm a sports nut. So, I mean, I watch almost every show known to man. I mean, I if I'm not watching, I'm listening to it from your first takes to Undisputed, the Partner Interruptions, the Colin Cowherd. I listen to the NBA radio in the morning. I mean, just everything. And you can kind of see a carousel of them kind of regurgitating the same things, which is fine. Or whatnot, and I think that's cool. But we kind of want to also kind of hit some things. And again, I want to give props to you again, because you come up with the great subject matter where it's like, we will hit the hot topics, but we're also hitting some things where, just like the whole the was put some respect on my name segment, with the Trae Young, like ain't nobody hitting it like that.
No.
Like ain't nobody like they may say it like in a part of a oh yeah, Trae Young, he's doing great, or what he did with New York. But it's like, no, we just literally elaborated on 10 minutes on why Trae Young is the shit and is that guy. So it's a little bit of a different vibe. But man, look, man, to everybody, to the what I like to call the zoners, man, no, we love y'all, we respect y'all. I'm telling you, I'll speak for you as well. We're never too big for criticism and what we need to add, or maybe even take out the show and stuff like that. But trust me, y'all want NFL. Oh, you gonna get some NFL, but it's come. Hey, I'm ready for the NFL too. They ain't nothing like me watching the football game on a damn Sunday. So hey, I'm ready for that shit too, bro.
Yeah, man. Hey, look,
I got my gear.
Look, exactly.
Yeah, we got you. We got
y'all, baby. We got y'all. You know what I mean?
Respect.
I'm a sprinkle.
And my man Stewie Griffin, all the way in the background. He got you too. He's been like a solid partner. I don't know if y'all can see him over there, but he's been a solid partner in the zone land. He's like a ghost executive producer. So shout out to my man Stewie G. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Stewie G, man. Shout out to Stewie G. You know what I mean? We're gonna definitely try to cover some NFL on that next pod. You know what I mean?
We got you.
Make sure again, y'all tapping in and spreading the love and sharing it. You know what I mean? And we appreciate y'all for being one of the places that you get sports talk from. We definitely appreciate that for real, man. Thank y'all. You know what I mean? Keep tapping in. You know what I mean? When we drop them on SoundCloud, on Skyzone.Society Network, as well as on YouTube, Skyzone.Society Network. Look it up. Come through. Subscribe, man. See what we're doing. You know what I mean? Corey, I appreciate you, man, as usual.
Appreciate you, fam. Yes, sir.
Know the deal, man. You know what I mean? I'm gonna see you on the next pod. I'm gonna hit you up this week, of course, so we can talk about these playoffs.
All right, man.
Everything that's going on.
You know it.
You know the deal, man. Be safe.
Yes, sir.
Here, my G.
All right. Peace out, my guy. Stay up, brother. Yes, sir.